A lot of the women that come to me that have suffered an abortion suffer a variety of different symptoms, and sometimes they don't even have the words to verbalize specifically what they're feeling, but more often they're feelings of being ashamed. Sometimes they're describing depression, confusion, anxiety. It's really, if you had to compare it to a term, it's close to post-traumatic stress disorder.
I think that women should really think about this before you do it, because it might not affect you now. This is 10 years later, and she's married now, and she wants to have children, but she has a real, just a real hard time feeling like she's worthy enough to have a child after what we did 10 years ago.
I felt guilty. I felt angry, that people were telling me like I didn't have a choice. I felt like I had betrayed my identity as a man, like I was brought up to say, you're supposed to protect women and kids, you're supposed to, especially pregnant women, and I was ashamed, and I couldn't look my family in the face. I couldn't, like, no matter how good I tried to be, and I knew I was living a lie.
It's just a very hard thing, and I think that women take it as one more form of birth control, but they should really think about what they're doing and where you're going to be 10 years from now. I know the other option is just as difficult. What are you going to do with the child? But I think people take a decision very lightly.
I think we've gone way too far in the case of abortions in our society. I know that there are a lot of... I did abortions. I understand the reasons. I'm in school and I want to complete my education, or this is going to interfere with me economically, or I already have too many children, or there are many reasons why women feel that an abortion is their, quote, best choice. I understand that. I know that. And this is when a woman ends up in a situation where she's pregnant and she doesn't want to be, she is in a very, very difficult situation. But is abortion really the best answer? In the end, despite all the soft language that you hear, this is choice. You never hear the word abortion from the other side. It's always just choice. In the end, every abortion means the killing of her own son or daughter. And that is a very, very difficult decision to make. It's also, I believe, very damaging.
I think what's going to happen is day by day, step by step, more and more people are going to recognize the horror of abortion, that it not only kills innocent human life, it hurts, deeply hurts, and injures the life of the poor woman, all those who are affected, and it coarsens our society.
I have a daughter today. I watched her be born. I watched her come into the world. And at the moment I saw her head and they cleaned her up and passed her to me, there were so many emotions that went through me at that moment. One, I was like, nobody will ever be able to convince me that from the moment of conception, that's not a child. Because maybe it started out as a clump of cells, but 9 months later, this is what God gave me.